There we go. Where's my chair? Let's make sure I don't sit down on nothing. Right? Holy crap. Is my vision blurry today? Give me a break here. Well, anyway, good afternoon, everybody. It's Saturday. I'm Spokane Steve, of course. And this is Strat-O-Matic Baseball, 1966 replay, June the 4th. First game of the doubleheader. It's Kansas City at Baltimore. And there's Frank with the pre-play. Yes, and for your sake, Franklin. So we had the pre-play. Shocking turn of events, huh, Frank? At least opposed to the real-life score. And greetings to Michael and Sonoma Joel. I finally got it right, Joel. I keep wanting to call you Tahoe, Joel. It's a hard habit to break. Hello there, Jeffrey. How's Bella doing? I was pleased to see that you acquired a cat there. Pets are great company. I tell you, with all I've been through lately, I don't even want to think about how much more difficult it would have been without Mookie by my side. That's a good question, Michael. Can anybody answer that? What was the name of the ground crew chief that grew tomatoes in the bullpen? I'd forgotten all about that. That's a real thing. Yeah, he's not kidding. Not much I do know. Today's pitchers, Chuck Dobson, the right-hander for Kansas City, Steve Barber, the lefty on the mound for the Orioles. Let's take a look at their record so far. Looking for Dobson. There he is. 8 starts, 2-2 with a 4.47 ERA so far. For Barber, 8 starts, 5-2, 2.05 for Barber. He has 3 complete games in 8 starts. He's also worked twice out of the bullpen, and the most outstanding number for Barber in 61 1/3 innings, just 44 hits allowed. He has walked 32, so wildness has been a problem for Barber, but low hits allowed and 54 strikeouts. I knew you'd come up with it there, Franklin. Ralph Severino. Another Paisan, it sounds like to me. Okay, let's get started here with the Kansas City batting order. Bert Campaneris leads it off at shortstop. Ed Charles is at third base. Mike Hirschberger will be in right. Danny Cater in left. Dick Green, the second baseman, hits fifth. Ken Harrelson is at first base. Joe Nosvick in center. Ken Suarez behind the dish. And Dobson, the pitcher, hits ninth. Same lineup for the Orioles. So Echeverria catching. The infield, Powell, Johnson, Aparicio, and the vacuum cleaner known as Brooks. And the outfield, Bleffery, Snyder, and Robinson left to right. Hello, Mike, and welcome. Michael, only you would have piranhas. You probably would like to stick Woody Woodward's glove down in there, his glove hand down in there, right? That's evil, I know, but I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I'm a little goofy today. I forgot to charge my phone, so I probably shouldn't dilly-dally any. I think we'll easily make it through the game, unless we go extra innings. We don't want to do that today because I have a league game, a league series actually, scheduled for 3:30 my time. So without any further ado, here is Campy Campaneris. He's batting .252 on the year, just 1 homer, 19 RBIs. Barber into the windup. And here we go on a 1-7 lefty, grounder to third base. Brooks has it. Fires to Pal, 1 down. Ed Charles will be the hitter. The third baseman comes in at .277, 1 homer, 15 RBIs. Barber gets his sign. Here's the pitch now. It's a 6-3 right-handed, and that is banged into center for a base hit. 1 out single for Charles. Good speed on the bases. Let's check the Orioles battery. Barber with a -1 hold. Echeverria a 0, so 15 for Charles. He will be held on at 13. 13, of course, kind of the no man's land for me. Kansas City loves to run, though, and has trouble scoring, so they're going to try for it. 2 through 5 and 11 for Charles. That's going to be a 9. He doesn't get the lead. Hirschberger comes in at .250, 1 home run, 16 RBIs. Barber from the stretch, 1-2 left-handed. Liner to third. He throws back to first, double play. Oh my goodness, he smoked it right at him. And they turn 2. No runs a hit, nobody left for Kansas City. After half an inning, Kansas City nothing. Baltimore coming to bat against Chuck Dobson, who I always have to look at for some reason because I always want to call him Pat. Yeah, Pat Dobson. Remember him? And welcome aboard, Larry Harris. Hello, hello. And Jeffrey will have another game here. 1968 replay. 3/6 p.m. It's going to be White Sox at Twins. Lineup for the Orioles is as follows. Aparicio at short leads it off. Russ Snyder in center. Frank Robinson in right field. Brooks Robinson at third base. Boog Powell at first base. Kurt Bluffery in left field bats sixth. Davey Johnson at second. Andy Echeverria, the catcher. And Barber, the pitcher, hits ninth. Same lineup as the first game of this series. First game of a doubleheader. It's also the second game of a 4-game series between these two clubs. The Orioles, of course, in first place at 32-13. The Athletics in fourth place at 23-20. Orioles won the first game of the series. They're currently on a 5-game winning streak. Dobson ready to go to work in the bottom of the first. Here is Aparicio. Aparicio hitting .249, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs. Dobson into the windup. Here's the pitch now on a 1-5 right-handed. It's a little two-hopper to shortstop. Campy has it. Fires to Harrelson, 1 down. And here's Russ Snyder. Snyder at .243, no homers, 4 RBIs, just 70 at-bats for Snyder. Pitch from Dobson, it's a 5-5 left-hander, just outside ball 4, and he walks in. Snyder, good speed on the bases. Let's check the Kansas City battery. Dobson is 0, but Suarez with a +3 arm. That makes Snyder a 16. Not a star stealer. They will not hold him. He's going to try for the 16. He needs to roll a 4. Does not get it. Not all that surprisingly. And here's Frank Robinson. Robinson doing very nicely in the Triple Crown stats with a .314 average, 13 home runs, and 35 RBIs. Dobson's pitch from the stretch on a 111. That's banged into left field. That could be extra bases. And he'll hold with a long single. Snyder rounds and goes to third. So Frank Robinson at first now, 16. And with a 5 and 6 to get the lead, they're going to have to hold him on. So Frank Robinson held at 14. Runners at the corners, 1 down. And Brooks Robinson steps to the plate. Brooks hitting .297, 6 home runs, and a team-leading 36 RBIs. So they're going to swing away with the runner held. From the stretch, it's a 4-3 righty, a fly ball to right field X. Tough chance for Hirschberger. He's a good outfielder, though. Hirschberger, a 2 E8. Ranging towards the line, it's the error range. A 10 on an E8, he should make that, and he does. Deep enough, of course, for us. Snyder to tag up and score. That'll be a sac fly to right. Snyder crosses the plate, and it's 1-0 Orioles. With a man at first and 2 away, Boog Powell steps to the plate. Boog leads the club in batting at .346, 13 homers, 35 RBIs. Exactly the same as Frank Robinson. Dobson staring in to get his sign now. From the stretch, it's a 5-9 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that will do it. The Orioles settle for the lone run on 1 hit and leave a man. And after 1 inning, it's 1-0 Orioles. Astros, welcome. Good to see you. And hello to Perry. Looks like the gang's all here, at least most of the gang. Here on a Saturday. You know, yesterday I would have said it was spring had sprung in Spokane, but it turned out to just be a fake out. As we're sitting in the high 50s and gloomy, even had some rain this morning. So not quite there yet, but we're getting close. Barber ready to go to work in the second. Danny Cater will start things off for Kansas City. Cater, with Kansas City, just 5 for 25 so far, 1 home run. Barber into the windup. Here's the pitch on a 1-6 left-handed. It's a grounder up the middle, cut off by Aparicio, turns and throws him out. One down, and here's Dick Green. Green, the team RBI leader with 30, hitting .265, 3 home runs. Barber gets the sign. Comes in there with a 3-9 lefty. It's another grounder to short. Routine for Aparicio. Takes his time. Strong throw across. 2 down. Can Harrelson do up here? Harrelson at .252, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. The pitch from Barber, 4-6 right-handed. Another grounder to short. Aparicio to Powell. It's all Aparicio in the second. 3 up, 3 down, go the Athletics. The Athletics would be well advised to maybe hit it to a different ball player. All righty, Dobson. Dobson ready to go to work in the second. Kurt Blefary will lead it off for Baltimore. Blefary batting .309, 12 home runs, 34 RBIs. One of 3 players on the Orioles batting over 300. Brooks Robinson close at .297. Dobson gets the sign from Suarez now. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-8 left-handed. That's banged into right field for a single. Could be extra bases, and it will be on the 9. Bleffery rounding. Hirschberger juggling a bit, and they're going to send Bleffery to third. The throw, he is safe with a triple. Let's take another look at that one. 5-8, triple to 9. And Kurt Bleffery standing on third with a triple. Just his second triple of the season. That gives him now 24 extra base hits. Already trailing by a run. Early in the game, I'm going to roll it for inner back with Johnson up. They'll stay back for Johnson. Davey Johnson at 260, 2 homers, 23 RBIs. A pitch from Dobson on a 5-12, grounder to first base X. Tough chance for Harrelson, a 4-18. Ranging to his right, here's the play on a 17. He's got it. His only play is to first, and the run will score. So 3-1-X, Bleffery scores to make it 2-0. Give Johnson an RBI on the play, and with one away, Andy Etchebarren will be the batter. Andy hitting 277, 6 home runs, 19 RBIs. Dobson studying the signs. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 4-7 right-handed, and he loses him ball 4. Second walk issued by Dobson. That'll bring up Barber, a left-handed hitter. A bunter, however, they're going to bring it in. He's a B now, and he will square to bunt. Dobson squares on a 4B. The sacrifice is successful, and Etchebarren advances to second on the play. 2 away now, runner in scoring position for Aparicio. Dobson checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 5-8 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to left field. Going back is Cater. That's going to be caught by Cater on the track. Nice catch by Cater. Triple to 6. He rolled the 8, and the side is retired. Another run for the Orioles on 1 hit, and they leave a man. 2 innings in the books. It's 2-0. So at this rate, 1 per inning, you'll have your final real-life score. Yeah, if only it were that simple. Actually, I'm glad it isn't. That would be kind of boring, wouldn't it? Hey, thanks for dropping in, Frank. Enjoy the company. To the 3rd inning we go. Joe Nostic will lead things off. Nostic, his season's been a real struggle so far. In limited duty, he's 6 for 50. It's a 120 average. A pitch from Barber on a 6-10 right-handed at the fly to center field X. Tough chance for Snyder. Snyder ranging to his right, a 3-E-6. Here's the play on a 17. He makes the nice running catch for the out. Nice play by Russ Snyder in center field, and here's the catcher, Ken Suarez. Suarez mostly walks. He doesn't hit much. His numbers on the season, 220. He's 13 for 59, but he's drawn 19 walks. So 13 hits, 19 walks for Suarez. Barber into the windup on a 1-9, struck him out. 2 down quickly, and the batter is Dobson, a right-handed batter. And here's the pitch on a 1-7, struck him out. Back-to-back Ks for Barber. 1-2-3 goes Kansas City in the 3rd. And thanks to the double play in the first, Barber's faced the minimum through 3. Snyder, who made that nice catch in the top of the inning, will lead off the bottom of the inning. Dobson gets the sign. Here's the windup. The pitch to Snyder is a 4-3 left-handed. That's going to be a fly to right field X. Hirschberger will be tested again, 2-E-8. Ranging towards the gap, and he runs it down for the out. Nice play, Hirschberger. 9X, 1 away. And here's Frank Robinson. Brooks on deck. Dobson gets the sign from Suarez. Here's the windup and the pitch to Robinson now on a 5-7. Just outside, ball 4. Third walk issued by Dobson. 16, not a star stealer, but decent chance of getting the lead. He'll have to be held on at 14. With 1 out, he's going to try for it. 5 or a 6 for the lead. He's got it on the 6, 1-14. There he goes. Suarez throw down. He's just in there under the tag. Stolen base, Frank Robinson. Oh my, that was close. That's his first steal of the year. He was thrown out once, so he's 1 out of 2 now in steal attempts. And here's the next pitch to Brooks. On a 4-7 righty, he draws the walk. That's the 4th walk issued by Chuck Dobson now, who appears to be battling his control, and Ken Suarez is going to pay a little mound visit. And I'm going to, while he does that, I'm going to try to figure out why my score sheet is not straight in the frame. Yeah, you regulars know all about my OCD and many other quirks. And fortunately for me, you don't seem to mind. Dobson rated just 5 for relief endurance, digging himself a hole here in the 3rd inning as Boog Powell steps into the box. Powell struck out his first time today. Dobson a check of the runners. And here's the pitch to the Boog on a 2-4. Did he go around? Check with the third base umpire. He did not. And that's going to load him up on 3 consecutive walks by Chuck Dobson. And that's going to get him stirring around in the Kansas City pen. Two right-handers begin to throw down there. John Wyatt, and just next to him, Jim Nash. Hello there, Ben. Yeah, it's good now. Now it's only off by a tiny bit. So after a fly to right, 3 consecutive walks have loaded the bases, and here's Kurt Bleffery, who tripled his first time up. Dobson in a jam now, infield at double play depth. The windup and the pitch is a 4-8 left-handed, and he draws the walk. That's going to force in a run. And here comes Alvin Dark. Dobson sets the ball in Dark's hand and walks dejectedly from the mound. Dobson visibly upset with himself. 3-0 the score now. We're going to have a pitching change. Yeah, you just can't walk 4 guys in a row, can you? And they're going to bring in the right-hander, John Wyatt. Wyatt appeared in this game in real life, so he'll be our first pitcher in today. Probably won't be the last. Dobson ends up going just 2 1/3. He gave up just 2 hits, but he was his own worst enemy, walking 6. He struck out just 1. 3 runs in so far, but the bases are full of birds, and they're all his responsibility. That's not true, is it, Michael? Come on. Who is the umpire today? It's one of those guys I don't remember. Jim Honachek. Yeah, I don't remember him. How about you? Oh, Perry, that's priceless. For those of you on the replay, Perry said, Dobson gave the ball to Dart but missed. Sounds about right. Davey Johnson 0 for 1 standing in. Wyatt ready to work. Infield at double play depth. And here's the windup in the pitch on a 6-8. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. A big strikeout there by Wyatt with the bases loaded. And with 2 out, it'll be up to Echeverren. Echeverren walked his first time up. Gee, there's a surprise. Here's the pitch from Wyatt. 3-6. Grounder to second. Routine for Green, who tosses it to Hawk Harrelson to end the inning. So Wyatt comes on, restores order, and the Orioles, 4 consecutive walks, they end up just getting 1 run out of it, and they leave the bases full. Still, after 3 innings of play, they lead at 3-0. Just a bit outside. Okay, Orioles 3-0. That would look to be plenty for Barber at this point in the game, the way he's pitching. Still a lot of game left. And it'll be the top of the order for Kansas City, Campy Campaneris. Barber gets the sign from Echeverren. Here's the windup and the pitch on a 1-9 left-handed. That is ripped into the left center gap. Blefary chasing it down. Triple to 13. He's going to round and head for third, and he is in there with a leadoff triple. Second triple of the game. Let's take another look at that one. On a 1-9 lefty, triple to 13. He rolled to 6. Campaneris finds himself standing at third base with nobody out. Ed Charles due up. Orioles will play it back, trying to avoid the big inning here. They'll give up a run for an out at this point. Barber pitching to Charles now. 6-8 right-handed, outside ball 4. First walk issued by Barber. He must have been looking at Dobson too long. -1 battery for Charles. That makes him a 15. We know Kansas City loves to run, so the Orioles will hold him on at 13. With nobody out, Hirschberger will swing away. He represents the tying run at the plate. The pitch from the stretch on a 2-8 lefty. Fly to center field. B ? Snyder makes the catch. He can tag on that. Can't be very fast. 17-19. Snyder a +2. The most it can be is 19. He's going to tag up and try to score, and he does easily. So that'll be a sac fly for Hirschberger, and the score is 3-1. Danny Cater coming up. Charles is going to roll for the lead. 2 through 5 or 11. It's a 9, excuse me. It's a 9. He doesn't get the lead. And Barber from the stretch delivers to Cater on a 4-8 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Third strikeout for Steve Barber. And it will be up to Dick Green. Charles being held at first. Barber gets the sign from the stretch. The pitch is a 2-6 lefty. He bangs a base hit into center. Charles rounding. 16-18, Snyder +2. They're going to send him. Baltimore wisely will cut that off and hold Green to first. Runners at the corners with 2 down, and that'll give Ken Harrelson a chance. So Steve Barber cruising through 3 innings, runs into a little bit of trouble here in the 4th. Trying to get out of it now. 3-1, Orioles still lead. Harrelson trying to make it a little bit closer as Barber comes in there with a 1-3 lefty. He lifts one into left field, but playable. Bleffery waiting on it and puts it away to retire the side. Athletics settle for a run on 2 hits and leave a pair. Three to 1 the score. As we move along to the bottom of the 4th, John Wyatt will come back out. I'm surprised they didn't, Ben, honestly. I really felt like they were going to deliver the knockout blow right there in that inning, didn't it? The bottom of the 3rd, of course, we're talking about. Barber will lead it off for Baltimore. Wyatt with the pitch. That's going to be a 2-7. Struck him out. Second strikeout for John Wyatt, top of the order, and here's Aparicio now. He's 0 for 2 today. John Wyatt with the windup. Pitch is a 3-7 right-handed. Grounded to shortstop, fielded by Campaneris, who throws him out. Aparicio grounds out to his opposite number, and Russ Snyder will come to bat with 2 down. Wyatt getting the sign. The pitch, a 5-4 left-handed. That's going to be a fly to center X. That's Joe Nosek, a good outfielder. 2-7 in center. He's on his horse now on a 20, and he flags it down to retire the side. 8X, 1-2-3 goes Baltimore in the 4th. The first inning they haven't scored in so far, and after 4 complete, his score is 3-1 Baltimore. And that'll be it for Wyatt, who was due to bat 3rd here in the 5th. We'll go ahead and write in Nash right now. We can close the book on Dobson. Bottom 3rd of the order for Kansas City. Nosek will start it off. Barber getting the sign. Here's the windup. The pitch is a 2-9 left-handed. That's hard hit into left field. Over trying to cut it off is Snyder. 1-12. He's going to go all the way to 3rd with a triple. Third triple of this game, and second by Kansas City. The batter will be Suarez, and now the Orioles will bring the infield in. One run closer, and 1 inning later, they're going to pull it in for Suarez. Barber checks the runner at 3rd. The full windup on a 4-7 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Barber. And the Kansas City will send up a pinch hitter for Wyatt. Wyatt worked 1 2/3, 5 up, 5 down. Struck out 2. Chavaria, that's probably who it's going to be. A lot of left-handers on this bench. We're looking for a right-hander, and it's going to be Aussie Chavaria, who, probably not coincidentally, pinch hit in this game in real life. Chavaria, 17 for 59. That's a 288 average. 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Infield remains in. Barber with the pitch on a 2-3. It's a grounder to the pitcher. They've got the runner between the bag. Barber throws to Echeverry, down to Robinson. Robinson tags him for the out, and they get the lead runner. We're going to call that a 1-2-5 force play, and the infield in saves a run. Chavaria at first now. Not held at 14. They're going to hold him on at 12. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that the running Athletics would try to run at 1 through 14. They've stolen 40 bases as a team, only been caught 9 times. And Campy steps up to the plate, 1 for 2. Barber could get out of this pretty cheap if he can get Campy here. And here's the pitch from the stretch on a 6-4 righty. He lifts one to left, a lazy fly ball. Bluffery drifts under it and makes the catch to retire the side. So Kansas City threatens in the 5th but fails to score. We're halfway home in a 3-1 ball game. And here comes Jim Nash. Nash will take over the pitching duties for Kansas City. Nash, so far on the season, has been spectacular. He's only been in 7 games. 1-0, 1.72 in 16 innings of work, in which he's only surrendered 8 hits. Small sample size to be sure, but that's a good-looking card. Better against left-handers, even though he's a righty. And he's going to be facing the heart of the Baltimore batting order. Frank Robinson to get things started. Singled and walked so far. Nash gets his sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Big Frank. It's a 6-7, and he walks him. A lot of walks by the Kansas City staff in this one. That's number 7. Now we can check the battery. Nash a -2, Suarez a +3. So Frank, 14 not held. They saw what happened last time. They're not going to hold him. They're gambling he can't get the lead. He's going to try for it, 5 or 6. 5, he's got it, 1-14, there he goes. Suarez throw down, he nails him. Oh my goodness. Robinson caught stealing. Next pitch to Brooks Robinson. 110 right-handed. He pops him up left side. Campanera squeezes it. And there's 2 away. That'll bring up the Boog with 2 down. Struck out in the 1st, walked in the 3rd. Nash into the windup. 1-4 right-handed. Ball 4, he walks him. With all the walks issued to Baltimore hitters, you really get the feeling they should have about twice as many runs right now, don't you? Kurt Blefary will be the hitter, tripled and walked. 8 free passes now issued by the Kansas City staff. The pitch to Blefary is a 4-9 lefty. It's a grounder to shortstop X. Tough chance for Campaneris. 3E23 ranging behind the bag. On a 19, he's there, throws him out, and that'll do it. Nice play, Campy. No runs, no hits, a man left, and through 5, it's still 3-1. Yeah, four in a row. Normally, Ben, you know I give starting pitchers a lot of rope normally. But walking 4 guys in a row, man, I can't deal with that. Moving along to the 6th. Ed Charles will start it off for Kansas City. He's singled and walked today. Barber gets the sign. The pitch to Charles on a 4-6 righty. Grounder to shortstop. Routine for Aparicio. He gloves it. Throws to Powell for the out. Here's Mike Hirschberger now. 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Barber into the windup. That's going to be a 3-9 left-handed. That's banged into left center for extra bases. Could be another triple. To 12, he's going for it, and he's in there. Holy cow, it's the 4th triple in this game, the 3rd by Kansas City. Baltimore's going to pull him in for Cater. He's 0 for 2. We're making up for lost time in the triples category. We haven't had that many in a while. Definitely making up for it today. With the infield in, Barber checks the runner. Now the pitch to Cater is a 3-8 fly to center field. That's a B question mark. Hirschberger can tag on that. 15-17, Snyder a +2, 19. He's going to tag. Play at the plate, he scores easily. And just like that, it's a 1-run game. Two down, and Dick Green will be the hitter. Green 1 for 2. The pitch is a 4-6 right-handed. It's a routine ground ball to short. Aparicio to Powell. Man, Aparicio has been busy down there. 1 run for the Athletics on 1 hit. Nobody left. And we got a tight game here today. Completely unlike either the real-life score or Frank's pre-play. Right, Franklin? I know, a very weird game. Is that, how many is that now? 6. 8 walks, ball for Baltimore. Just 1 for Kansas City. Still 9 walks and 4 triples. Now we're only in the 6th inning. Good point. Just 2 hits for the Orioles. Bottom third of the order, Davey Johnson to start it off. Nash gets the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-9 shortstop X. Campaneris will be tested again, 323. And here's the play on E9. That'll be the E range. It's a 4 on a 23. This smells like trouble, and it is. Throws to first. The throw pulls Harrelson off the bag, and that's going to be an error, Campaneris. First error of the day. +1 battery. Johnson a 14. They're not going to hold him. Most likely he won't try for the lead with a 9 automatic caught. And Echeverrin will swing away. From the stretch, pitch from Nash is a 4-3 right-handed. That's a fly to right field X. That's going to be a Hirschberger. Another X play for Hirschberger, a 2 E8. And on a 3, he can't get it. That's a single. Being waved to third is Johnson, and he's in there. That would have been a tough play for anybody. Barber's worked 6 innings. What do we do with Barber now? Rated 7 for endurance. This is a tough decision. I kind of know what I want to do, but I'm going to throw it out to the group. And you'll have a minute because I'm going to refill my coffee. Would you pinch hit for Barber here? Franklin in particular, but everyone's opinion welcome. Franklin has no opinion. So far, the results are in agreement with what I was already thinking, okay? I think they do need to pinch hit. In a 3-2 game, they got to try to get some runs here. Also, Barber, while he's held them more or less in check, has not been spectacular today. It's a good card, though, no doubt about that. That and the Orioles with a strong and deep pin. So add all those things up, and we're going to have a pinch hitter for Barber. He gave up 5 hits in 6 innings, 2 runs, walked just 1, and struck out 3. In real life, this was a complete game by Barber. So I'm on my own in the bullpen. Mo Drabowski begins to throw. And now let's find a hitter. Against Nash. Bob Johnson's going to come off the bench. Echeverrin, no speed at first. Johnson, a B bunter. And Kansas City's going to bring the infield in. There's Bill. Johnson will swing away. Here's the pitch from Nash. That's going to be a 2-5 righty. That's extra bases most likely. Double to 15. That's going to be a double for Johnson, and that will drive in Dave Johnson, making the score 4-2. Echeverry will stop at third on the RBI double by Bob Johnson. So Johnson comes through off the bench. Four to 2 the score now, and here's Aparicio. An A bunter. Johnson, no speed at second. Still nobody out. The infield will remain in. Boy, I tell you, in the computer game, Bill, I love the safety squeeze. Unfortunately, in the advanced version, there's only one squeeze. Aparicio will swing away. Here is the pitch on a 5-10 right-hander. It's a grounder to third base X. Tough chance for Charles. Charles, 3E18. Here's the play. It's going to be a 15. And he's got it with the infield in. Let me take a closer look at this now. We've got a ground ball C on a 1. Batter is out, runners hold. So infield in saves a run. Hang on a second, I think I got the result wrong. Timeout. Sorry guys, instant replay. I think I muffed it, either that or I moved the dice. Okay, I did move the dice. It was a 5-10 third base. X. Yeah, okay. Wow. My short-term memory is just awful, isn't it? There's a good example of it right there. All right, let me get this back to live. There we go. One down. Runners second and third. Infield will remain in for Russ Snyder. Nash with the pitch. It's going to be a 5-3 lefty. Grounder to the pitcher X. Nash a 4E0. There's the play on a 12. And with the infield in, he makes the play, looks the runner back, and throws him out. That's 1-3X with 2 down, runners still at second and third. And the batter is Frank Robinson. Four to 2 the score now. Whew. I'm thinking about this one from Kansas City's perspective. They're going to hold up 4 wide ones. So it'll be an intentional walk to Frank Robinson. Jim Nash would much rather take his chances with Brooks. Not an easy choice. Brooks, the team RBI leader, now with the bases loaded. And here's the pitch from Nash on a 4-7. Fly to right, playable. Hirschberger is there, and Nash pitches out of the jam. So the Orioles again managed to get the least from most. They score 1 on 2 hits and once again leave the bases full. Oh, the left on base. After 6 complete, it's 4-2 Orioles. That will be an unearned run charged to Nash. And on comes Mo Drabowski. Harrelson, Nosek, and Suarez spot. Suarez probably will not bat in this situation against Drabowski. Harrelson's 0 for 2 today. Drabowski on the season, 1-0 with a 1.90 ERA and 23 2/3 inning of work. He comes set now, gets the sign from Echeverria. The pitch to Harrelson's a 4-6 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll bring up Nosek, the center fielder. Drabowski with the windup. It's a 6-8 righty. That's a liner towards third, single to 4. And he is out. Brooks Robinson makes the catch. 2 away, and you just can't really let Suarez hit in this situation, can you? They're going to send up Billy Bryan, who could stay in and catch. So the left-handed Billy Bryan comes to the plate. He'll finish the season with the Yankees. What has he done so far? Let's take a look. Bryan just 13 for 74, so 176 average. He does have 2 home runs. Drabowski into the windup on a 5-7 lefty, grounder to second base X. That's Davey Johnson, 2E25. Johnson to his left. Here's the play on a 6. He makes the play and throws him out to retire the side. Nice play, Johnson. 4-3X. 1-2-3 go the Athletics. Bryan will remain in the game and do the catching. And as we stretch for the 7th, it's Orioles 4, Athletics 2. That'll buy Nash another inning. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's fire up the Mookie cam. The moment we've all been waiting for. He's been conspicuously absent, which means exactly. Just as I suspected. Hey there, Mookie. Yeah, you can see that window's dirty, but you get the idea. Gloomy and overcast. Doesn't seem to bother Mookie, though. He likes that spot. He says, "Are you done with me now? I want to go back to my nap." Oh, Mookie. Not always that quiet, as most of you guys know. This morning he managed to power down my laptop, not once but twice. And we've got trivia for Perry today. And here's the question. Name the Hall of Famer that has hit into the most triple plays. Wow, that's a good one. I'm completely stumped. Let's see if anybody can come up with that one. As Jim Nash gets ready to go into his third inning of relief, it'll be his first endurance inning. He'll be looking at Pal Blefary and Davy Johnson. Boog struck out in the first, walked twice. Nash into the windup. Pitch to the Boog is a 4-6 lefty. It's a grounder to first. Harrelson will take it himself. One down. Had a couple of guesses so far. Here's Blefary. 1 for 2 with a walk. Nash gets the sign. It's a 6-9 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. First strikeout by Nash. 2 quick outs, and here's Davy Johnson. The pitch from Jim Nash is a 5'8 righty, second base X. That's Dick Green. Green, a good second baseman, 2E19. Ranges behind the bag. It's going to be a 7, and he makes a fine play and throws him out. 4-3X, 1-2-3 go the Orioles, and through 7 complete, it's 4-2. To the 8th, defense for Baltimore. Paul Blair will come in Blefary's spot and play center. And Snyder will move over to left. Second inning of work for Drabowski. And Kansas City will start off the 8th with a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Nash did a nice job today. 3 innings, 2 hits and a run. He walked 3, one of them intentionally. Struck out 1. Whoops, no earned runs. 1 run unearned. And the batter is going to be Ron Stone. The seldom used Stone. Pinch hit in this game in real life. And the trivia answer was Brooks Robinson. Stone's been in 3 ball games. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Left-handed batter. Grabowski gets the sign. The pitch is a 1-6 righty. That's going to be a single to 18. Liner towards second. It's through for a base hit, and Stone comes off the bench and delivers a leadoff single. Stone, a star 15. Not held at 13. And here's Campaneris. Stone, a 1 through 14 base runner. Campy, 1 for 3. Drabowski gets the sign from the stretch now. It's a 3-9 right-handed. He pops him up left side. Aparicio is there, and there's 1 down. I would too, Bill. You had it first. There we go. Here's Ed Charles. 1 for 2 with a walk. Grabowski from the stretch. It's a 3-4 right-handed. Fly ball to right, playable. That's going to be Frank Robinson making the play. And with 2 out, it will be up to Mike Hirschberger. Trying to pick up Ron Stone. Here's the pitch. 6-5, swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Kansas City running out of outs. No runs ahead, a man left. We will need a new pitcher. Give me a second here. I'm looking at the Baltimore usage display. It's either going to be Stu Miller or Eddie Watt for the 9th. Take your pick. If anyone wants to put that in the chat. Please do voice your opinions. For Baltimore in the 9th, Stu Miller or Eddie Watt. With Echebarren, the pitcher's spot, and Aparicio coming up. Kansas City's going to bring in Wes Stock. Seldom used Stock with a nice card. He's been in 1 game. He just worked 1 inning, gave up 2 hits and a run. So Echebarren, a pinch hitter, and Aparicio here in the bottom of the 8th. Stock ready to work. Echebarren 1 for 2 today. Stock into the windup. That's going to be a 6-4 right-handed. Grounder to third base X. That's going to be Charles, a 3-18. And here's the play on a 1. He's not going to get that one. That's past him and into left field for a single. Second hit for Echebarren today. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Grabowski. Grabowski would not pitch the 9th anyway, so might as well pinch hit for him. 2 innings, just 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Wow, that's cool, Bill. And not surprising on the huge mitts. Against the righty Stock, what do they got? I think we're just going to go with Sam Bowens. He hit in this game in real life. Bowens just 7 for 48 on the season, 1 home run. Pitch from Stock from the stretch on a 110. He hits him. Here's the roll. It's a 1. Oh my goodness. It's an on-field. The bench is empty. Here's the roll on a 1. No ejection. So a minor brawl erupts, or a minor, no brawl, a minor benches clearing incident. Cooler heads prevail. Bowen's hit by the pitch. So a single and a hit batter, first and second, nobody out. Here's the top of the order, Aparicio. Stock from the stretch now. It's going to be a 2-4 righty, and he walks him to load the bases. And Baltimore, as they've done many times in this game, threatening to blow it open. They haven't as of yet. They've had multiple chances to do so. And here comes Russ Snyder. Out to the mound goes Billy Bryan, the catcher. Okay, we're ready to go now. Stock ready to work. Here's the windup. The pitch to Snyder, a 5-7 left-handed grounder to second X. This could be two. 2E19 for Green. That's going to be a 15. It will be the 4-6-3 double play. Nice play by Green, but a run scores on that. Bowens to third. Five to 2. Here's Frank Robinson. Very tempting to walk him again, but he's going to pitch to him. Here's the pitch on a 3-5. Base hit into left field. It's an RBI single. That scores Bowens. And makes it 6-2. Brooks Robinson now. Stock comes in with a 110, pops him up left side, Campy, and that'll do it. But Baltimore with two huge insurance runs on 2 hits, they leave a man. And we go to the ninth with the score 6-2, and Miller sat down, and with the 4-run lead, they're going to go to Eddie Watt. No longer a save situation. In the replay, Watt has actually pitched much better than Miller. Stu Miller leads in saves with 9, but a 4.35 ERA. Watt's been in 14 games, 1-0 with a save, and are you ready for this? A 0.42 earned run average in 22 innings of work. Cater, Green, and Hawk Harrelson due in the ninth. Here's Danny Cater, 0 for 2 today. Eddie Watt ready to go to work. Here's the windup and the pitch to Cater. It's a 4-8 right-handed. That's going to be a liner towards second base. That is through into right field for a single. Leadoff single for Cater. And the batter will be Green. I want to thank everybody for watching today. Very close game until the bottom of the 8th. Still life in Kansas City as Dick Green steps to the plate. Watt out of the stretch now. Comes in with a 110 right-handed, and that's going to be a base hit. 1 through 3 for a double. Double star single. Cater to third. And Kansas City threatening in the ninth. Miller gets back up. Hadn't sat down for too long. Hawk Harrelson, the hitter, he's 0 for 3. Infield double play depth. Eddie Watt gets the sign. The pitch to Harrelson is going to be a 6-8 right-handed fly to center field. That's fairly deep. Back goes Blair, makes the catch. Cater will tag and score. And it's 6-3. See if Kansas City can send up someone a little more imposing than Nosek. They can, actually. We're going to make it interesting. Jose Tartable has grabbed a bat, and he will hit for Nosek. All Tartable's done this season is bat .394 so far. That's right, 21 RBIs. Out to the mound is Echeverren. Man on first, one down, 6-3 the score. Stu Miller is ready in the Orioles' pen. Watt going to face Tartable here. Watt into the windup. It's going to be a 6-5 left-handed. It's a grounder to short. That could do it. That is the Gold Glover Aparicio, 118. Here's the play on a 6. It's Aparicio to Johnson to Powell, and that's the ball game. The glove of Aparicio shining through again. Final score, 6-3. And I'll have the totals for you in a moment, as always. Tomorrow we'll wrap up this doubleheader. Watt with an inning, 2 hits, no runs. Steve Barber gets the win, improves to 6-2 on the season. Dobson, very rocky start for Dobson. He takes the loss. He's 2-3 now. 1 inning for Stock. Two hits, 2 runs. 1 walk and he hit a batter. No strikeouts. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Perry. Really a lot of missed opportunities on both sides. Baltimore had a lot of chances to blow this open. Here, even here. The totals, the Orioles 6 runs, only 6 hits, but they drew a week's load of walks. No errors. 3 runs, 8 hits, and an error for Kansas City. I would say Aparicio with the glove is the player of the game. Let's count them up here. You've got 3, 4, 5, 6 assists, including the big double play. A put out here. Did I miss any? I think it's safe to say that his defense saved the game. So even though he was 0 for 4 with a walk, he is going to be the player of the game. A shout out for defense for a change. How about that? Tomorrow's pitchers. It's going to be, let's see, where is it? Fred Talbot for Kansas City, Dave McNally for Baltimore. Talbot was leading the league in ERA. Let's see where he ranks now. Oh, he's dropped way down. He's 7th now, 2.64. And Talbot's come back down to earth. Kind of a weird game today. Whole day's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm glad you guys were here to enjoy it with me. Or to be weird with me, take your pick. I'm going to grab something to eat. And hopefully I'll catch you all tomorrow, 1:30/4:30. We'll finish this doubleheader. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Thanks again and take care.